Many passionate riders and enthusiasts gathered here today. Your presence adds energy and enthusiasm to what promises to be a truly inspiring evening. Moving ahead, we have the owner of Bolaji Auto Private Limited, Mr. Aniket Kundrekar, and a very special and warm welcome to our guest of honor, Mr. Kedarnath Tadkodkar. Speaking about Mr. Kedarnath, Speaking about Mr. Kedarnath, he is not just a rider, he is an adventurer at heart. From conquering high altitude Himalayan roads to exploring the unexplored, his journey is filled with stories of courage, grief, and love for wonders. His recent ride to Kandungla and Kandungla, one of the highest mountain passes in the world, his testimony to his unwavering spirit and passion towards riding. I request Aniket sir to please welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Kedarnath. Thank you. Smile. Thank you, sir. Tonight, we are not just listening to stories. We are connecting with the essence of what it means to ride free. We hope Mr. Keda's journey motivates each one of you to chase your own adventures, no matter how big or small it is. I request Mr. Keda to please address this session.
Thank you, Shiva. At the outset, I have three people to thank for today's evening. One is, of course, Aniket, one is Shiva, and the third one is Prathamesh. Prathamesh, because if he had not taken care of my bike here, I would not have probably come back. So, thank you for all the and thank you for this lovely evening here. Before I start, however, I have something to give to Aniket. This is a prayer flag from my friend Ashay has made a small video on the photographs I've sent him. So let's watch it first and then I will tell you about my journey.
Talking about streets and hang, you better call me twice in a month. Stays in bed, you got the market, send me over, make it like you ever had. And also, I feel shit. It's been a whole year, doing real weird. That's true. I don't even see it on the so it's like that. I heard my song, listen, and so I'm probably feeling the next thing.
Thank you. I'm not photographer, I'm not a model. I'm not a model. So I didn't really take. I didn't take many pictures. And can I stop? So I didn't take many pictures yet. You know. Okay, yet I thought if I don't document at least some of it, you will not believe that I've gone there on my message. So I thought some things are necessary. Okay, I thank you all for coming today evening, and I also thank those people who, along the way, the other riders who stopped and took my photographs. And so that's why I have some pics of myself and the bike. But so anyway, so this is what it was. I started my trip on the 2nd of June from Goa. The bike was quite untouched. It was a stock bike. Okay, and I was part of this. I'm part of this WhatsApp group, All India Transalp group. So some of them helped me with their inputs. Someone helped me fabricate the saddle stay. Someone else told me about the other paraphernalia, like you said, the guards or the bags or the foot pegs. Shivam and Prathamesh helped me get the extended windscreen and the foot pegs. So everyone kind of came together. Vibha was there with his critical comments, Shashank with his support, and my wife with a nod of her head. So all of them maybe wanted me out of this place for something. And so I left on the 2nd of June. I got the bike kitted in Pune, and then I went towards Delhi. I completed around 2,000 kilometers by the time I reached Delhi. And then go to Chandigarh. Chandigarh, so you can say my ride had just begun. Right, so I reached Chandigarh on the 6th night, I guess. And when I was taking a U-turn, the bike was a bit heavy, with all the luggage and everything. And I kind of sprained my right wrist. And for a moment, I thought there was a fracture because I heard some crackling sound. Next morning, there was no swelling, so I felt it should be okay. I put some hot water, bandaged it, and then I rode off. So that day I went from Chandigarh to Jispa. Okay, Jispa is still in Himachal, right? But it takes it's a very arduous route. The bigger challenge was not the road but the drivers in Himachal. They come at this race towards you, and on those those hairpin turns, they come into your lane. And I with a broken kind of hand, I had to steady the bike every movement. I'll just okay. This is the PPT. Okay, now this PPT is made only because Shivam said there has to be something on the screen, okay, so you can ignore that. And there are many more videos on Insta. Okay. We have Pritham who's gone there last year. He's got a lot of videos on his Insta feed. So if you really want to see Ladakh and all those places, you can follow him. We have Sachin who's gone to Spiti that side. Again, he and his friend. So if you want to see Spiti and good pics of the place, good videos of the place, you have Sachin over here as well. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, the thing is now it's a very new bike. I bought it in March. Okay, and I didn't get to ride it much. So by the time I started, it was only 1,200 kilometers on the bike. And so it's a tall bike, it's a big bike, it's a much heavier bike than I'm accustomed to. I've ridden Interceptor and Bullet 350. So this was a totally different beast, so to say. It gets faster. It's got 92 or 91.5 bhp, which is like more than twice of what my Interceptor has, or almost around that much. And if you saw the video, you must have seen how heavily loaded I was with the luggage. So it was a challenge to take this out. But one reason I took this bike was because though it is 208 kilos, it feels lighter than my 204 kilo Interceptor. To take it around, it is not top heavy. So that was this was another reason I picked up this bike over the Suzuki 800D, because that is a 232 kilo bike. That's 24 kilos more than this. And though that is a 50-50 off-road on-road, and this is primarily on-road with soft loading, this made more sense to me because of that weight management, and it's a Honda at the end of the day. So anyway, so this was just 1200 kilometers that I started off from Goa with all that luggage, which I realized later on was a bit too much. We'll come to that a bit later on. Okay, my wife, of course, helped prepare that first video. That was the only video we have. We leaving. This is in Pune, where they helped me out with kitting. This is before they started. This is on the way from Pune. I lost my sleeping bag along the way. I lost my slippers along the way because I didn't tie them properly. At first, I thought maybe it was a bad sign. Maybe I should turn back. Must be something wrong with the thing. Then I said, maybe it's good because Punwa get us the bike puduna, so that's good enough. So I continued. This is my tail bag, and this is actually these are my jerry cans which are empty right now. So I just put them on top. I needed the space on the bike because again with these shoes which I had just purchased before the ride, one day before the ride, and the riding pant which I was not comfortable with initially. It was a totally new ballgame for me to even mount the bike. So anyway, so this is before the Atal tunnel from Manali side. By the time this back and come down. This is on the other side as I'm crossing into towards Baranachara. This is the place from where you can either go to. Yeah. Okay. So Baranachara is some 30 kilometers from there. Sarchu Palm Lake. So some. This is like Baranachara. The only place you get good snow comparatively. This is, I think, on. No, this is. I think this is towards from Palm onwards. Then this is towards Pangong. The other one is Changla. One thing about this whole route that I took the route from Manali rather than going from Srinagar. I've been to Ladakh before in 2018 with a group of riders, and that time it was a more based on 17 of us. I had gone with the road captain and backup vehicle with a mechanic with Indo. So that was more of a enjoyable experience in that sense. I didn't have to worry about challenges. So when anything broke down, there was a mechanic, there were people to help out. So this time I went solo, and I also took the tougher route from Manali. It's tougher because it's a steep climb, and when you go from Srinagar side, the roads are wide initially, then they curve slowly, and then the terrain starts getting tough. So actually the route from Srinagar to Leh is relatively easy compared to this. Here the climb is steep. Places like I had to cross 4 passes to reach Leh, including Baralachara, Nakila, thanks one more, and then Nakila and the one next to it.
Amikala.
No. And I don't remember the name. I will all of us are here. So Baralachala and I forget the name. Rachungla, Nakila, and then Tanglangla. Tanglangla was around 16,500 feet. So anyway, so this is towards So I took that tougher route, and with the overweight bike, I instantly regretted it. Because by the time I reached Leh, I realized I was carrying too much of weight with me. So then I went to the post office there, I removed whatever I could, put it in a box and sent it back to Goa. So that also included the second extra bag that I had. I had carried extra shoes because I bought these in Pune, so I didn't have a pair to wear from Goa to Pune. Then I had carried extra knee guards. I had taken a backpack thinking I might need it somewhere. So all those things I sent back. That was almost 10 kilos that I had to cut down. Pangong. This is one of the places I really wanted to go, which I could not go the last time. This is the Rezangla War Memorial, and The last time that I had gone to the Grass War Memorial, which was to commemorate the Kargil War. And this is the 1962 battle that we fought with the Chinese. And so this was one of the pilgrimage spots I wanted to go to. And that was not open the last time I had gone, because that was open to only the military personnel. So they opened it some 4 years ago to civilians. And so I spent almost a day over here talking to the army guys. We could not take photographs with them, we could not take videos with them, because they are not allowed to. But then they were very chatty, and we talked a lot. I reached around say 10:30, and I was there till around 4 o'clock. So that also hampered my onward plan. But it was really worth it because I wanted to come to this place. There are other pics which I have not put over here of this place, and I would strongly urge all of you, if you are ever going to Ladakh, you need to go to the Grass War Memorial, the Siachen Base Camp, and this place. Rezangla. If you read about the story of the Battle of Rezangla, okay, I can assure you are going to get goosebumps. Okay, that's the battle that I told you guys about in class. Okay, I have 3 of my students over here. So this is the battle gear that they wear, when they go on their patrols. Now this one weighed around 35 kilos, and this is already a very rarified air. And it's not a very comfortable pack. It looks very comfortable, but the metal in that really digs into your skin, into your shoulders. And he said that this is not a complete pack. The complete pack weighs 54 kilos. And because people won't be able to lift that, they have just kept it at 35. So I wore it. It looks very comfortable. It looks as if it's got a lot of skin, but it is absolutely difficult to walk in. So I did this, and then they told me, why don't you stand, in front of the main gate, to walk those 10 steps from this point to the main gate. Like I was huffing and puffing. I could not really, I felt I was so unfit. But they said, this is what happens over there. And with those 54 kilos, these people go on their patrols, and they climb this mountain. This is the Indian mountain. On the other side, you have the Chinese border, Indo-China border. And they go patrolling on that border. Okay? And then they have to fight with those, idiots out there. Well, since this is a public forum, we'll have to tone down our language. So this is on the way to Umlingla. So this is a stretch which many people see as a very challenging stretch because there is no road. This starts from Hanle and it beats another road that has been built already, and then it goes to Umlingla. So this stretch is around, I think, 30-35 kilometers. I'm not very sure. But I've seen a lot of Insta videos in which people have said, don't come this side, it's so tough and you'll get lost and blah blah blah. But of all the stretches that I rode, this was the most enjoyable. I didn't find it challenging at all. It's not because, it's not that I'm some pro rider, but I think the challenge has been overhyped so that they get more eyeballs on the stage. But this was a very good road, and I'm sure any of you would want to grip on it. You can't grip on it though because it's all soft soil. But if you're going at 30, 40, 50, it's just a very enjoyable, pleasant ride. It's still along the way. So you see, there's not a leaf, not a blade of grass, not a leaf of a tree. Nothing but stone and sand. And then finally I reached Umlingla. There are a lot of riders there. Some of them are doing push-ups and some of them are doing the Punjabi Bhangra dance. And then 10 minutes later, everyone were breathless because of the whole life. Right now, I'm kind of going breathless just imagining that, reliving that moment. So this was my second destination. First one was Rezangla and second one was Umlingla. The last time I had gone, I had done the Nubra Valley and the Chang village and all those places. So I didn't want to go there again. So this was something I needed to cover first time. So the mandatory Maggi that you are supposed to have in the mountains. So this was the first Maggi I had. Normally we start eating Maggi, whenever we are hungry. I said, no, I want to have my first Maggi over here. And the mandatory selfie with the Maggi. This is a small cafe run by the army, but the civilians are actually running it. So the Maggi costs me around 120 rupees, the coffee costs 100 rupees because they have to get it all over there. They have to prepare it over there. And it's a very, very desolate landscape going on there. This is my way back from Umlingla. So I went from Nurgula and I returned by via Futila. Now, this was actually a bigger challenge than the Nurgula road. Because though you see a proper well laid out road, it was so the U-pin turns, the hairpin turns was so tight, that it was very difficult to maneuver. Though I can say I kept all my luggage back in the room. But the curves are so tight that I had to really be careful over that. Then the wrist was paining even more because of the. So now if you can see, this is 18,124 feet. Before this, I had gone to Tadkodkar the last time, and that time they have written the world's highest motorable road on that, at the base of that. Okay, but that road is, that pass is now not even in the top, I think 7 or 8. All these passes are much higher than Tadkodkar. So Tadkodkar has become was once upon a time great pass or something, but today no one cares about it much. So even Changla, which I went over, is higher than this for some 200 or 400 feet. This is like from Hanle. There's a monastery there, beautiful place. And this actually, this is an army area. Somewhere over here, you have the army. They have the battle plans and not battle plans, the battle games happening. So there was one very fascinating thing I saw, which I didn't see the last time. I saw actual tanks on both the sides of the road, and they were actually carrying out their formations and whatever. My friend Yash, who went there, he said he even saw them firing. Okay, so this was one. So this this photograph is allowed, but if I go somewhere over here, then from that area we're not allowed to take any more photographs for the next 30 kilometers. This is from the monastery. Here in the distance is the Hanle observatory that I think it's the highest observatory in the world. So I didn't go there though. I didn't get time. Hanle has become very commercialized now, so I just thought I'll just take a few of the places. There's a lot of homestay options which were not there a couple of years ago. There are some places that I took pics of in case the riders who are following me need, so that they don't get lost. So I just took this place. All the roads lead to all these places. Some pics along the way. Coming to the end of my presentation, this is back when I parked my bike in Manali, and I had clocked 5,500 kilometers by then. So I had travelled some 4,000 kilometers, 4,314 kilometers in that whole thing. Over the 8 days, or not 8 days, 15 days, of which 8 were in the mountains. Okay. So, yeah. This is my summary. Some lessons which some gyan I have to give to students are sitting here. They say that sir has not said anything useful to us. Okay, the biggest challenge along the route was not the route itself, but my luggage. I had overpacked and I had taken a lot more. I was being cautious, but my tools themselves must have weighed some 10-15 kilos, which added unnecessary weight to it. Then I also got carried away, with the Insta photographs and the group chats, and I bought these bags, which on hindsight I feel could have been avoided. So because you have space, you end up packing it. Okay, so first buy very less bags, and then don't pack them. Okay, I took some 3 thermal sets. I wore only one because who's going to change when it's so cold, right? And so things like that. I took 3 jackets, of which I wore only like 1 and 2 in the night. The 3rd jacket I sent back, the thermal fleece and all. So I overpacked a lot. But one thing I was happy about is I did not compromise on the safety of my So my jacket, my gloves, my boots, all those things were there. Okay. I was lucky I didn't get any rain. I mean, until I returned to Manali, and there I got some smattering of rain. But all those calamities that you've been watching on TV or on Insta feeds, I avoided all of them for some. I was quite blessed that I didn't get any such issue. The roads that were washed out before, the 2 days before I had to go on that road were very much in good condition by the time I went on those roads. soon after I went over the next day, there were heavy showers and cloudbursts and those roads were washed out again. But I didn't have any such issue. You know, so yeah, so packing was one thing. The other thing was in terms of the route, the toughest section that I did was from Jispa to Leh. Now when I returned, that was very easy route to take, but because I was climbing up, you know, and because I had to cross 4 passes and all of them were quite steep, and the road conditions from the first pass to the fourth were terrible. You know, with cars breaking down, bikes burning out their clutch plates and all those things on that stretch. So that was the most challenging part, you know, with all the extra luggage that I had. So while I would not, you know, stop you from going on these rides, maybe you should carry a partner. But in case you have a breakdown, you need someone to fall back on. Okay, the bike did admirably well. I never felt I mean, I carried 2 jerry cans, I carried 10 liters, but I never needed those. I finally used them when I had, you know, when I had to go from Manali to Chandigarh, and the transport company told me that I have to go with an empty tank. That's when I put those 2 cans. Otherwise, I never really needed. It's a 70-liter tank. So, yeah, even from Hanle to I fueled at Neoma. So from Neoma, I came via Pang, Sarchu, Keelong. I didn't fuel up over there. I used the tanks only in Manali. So I got very good mileage on the bike as well. I got this extended windscreen put up. Prathamesh and Shivam had to really run from pillar to post to get it in time. It was good on the highways. It was good the night I climbed Tangalangla at 8 o'clock in the night. It was freezing cold. My hands were freezing with the gloves. I was wearing these Shima gloves. And they're supposed to be, you know, for winter wear and all. But then my fingers were frozen, absolutely frozen. But I was not wearing a thermal. But this thing prevented any cold air from hitting me. I didn't feel cold at all on the chest area. But the whole thing was full of dust. And then, you know, there was slight mist and all that. So I could not see anything through this. So whenever I had to go on bad roads, I had to literally like lean over the bike and check out what's happening. So maybe on bad roads, such a tall screen is not a good idea. Off-roading requires the shortest windscreen in here. So yeah, so these are my, you know, observations. If I have to go again, if I have to go solo again, I will take maybe half the luggage that I carried. And in the mountains, if your bike breaks down, you have nothing, you cannot do anything. You have to put it in a truck or a trailer and take it. So even now I have the tubes and all those things in the bag. Okay, but there was no place I could have waited at the side of the road and got some mechanic to take the tire out and take it and get it repaired. I was carrying everything, but it was not really feasible. So maybe next time I go, I will take half the luggage that I'm carrying right now. The people are nice. The food is you know, simple but filling. And you need to take care of your health. There's no one else to take care of your health, especially if you're going alone. Right? From the time I started off, you know, in Chandigarh, I started taking time walks twice a day. So I never faced any issues with, you know, dizziness or breathlessness or in that sense. But whenever I would stop at any place, you would always have a couple of people saying that, "Arey, bahut dimag dard kar raha hai, sar dard kar raha hai," if someone is feeling, you know, dizzy. On my way back, I gave my tablets to one family that had come a bit unprepared. So you need to go prepared and not try to be macho over it. People try to swim at Pangong, people try to, as I said, do push-ups at Umlingla. We are not really those kind of people. And finally, we have this event and we have, you know, so Aniket has got a big board made and the last time I had gone to Ladakh, you know, and I had this dream that I'm going to get my bike, you know, positioned near that Kardungla board and get a photo for my, you know, DP and everything. But then when I reached there, I saw that one line written over there. The VRO is written one line over there. You remember what it is? Your adventure is our routine. So that is like, you know, it's such a you know, humbling thing, you know. I mean, we think we have achieved something great by going there and standing there for 15 minutes and doing some 10 push-ups. But they do this on everyday basis, and you've seen the photograph of me with that thing, 55 kilos, and then they have their rifle, and then they have to go and fight the enemy with all that. And the pass is the lowest point, when you on a hill or on a range, right? And you cross from one side to the other. They are not posted at the pass; they are posted at the top. And when it is colder, windier, icy winds, and they do it for 6 months at a time. So the next time we go there, we should just go with that small, humbling thought that what we are doing is not really, such a great thing. You go there, you enjoy it, you get experience the place, the beauty of the natural beauty of the place, the people, the culture. But don't go, as if you have done some great thing. Okay. So I didn't put my I didn't change. I didn't take a photo. I didn't take a solo photo then. And this time I just took because I wanted to actually ask Aniket whether this is the first Transalp that has gone there.
From what?
No. I think it's the first Transalp that has gone there. Because I also checked in my circles.
I checked with my fellow dealers. So nobody replied me saying that
It's gone. Yeah. So some 6 Transalps have gone after mine.
Yes.
But so that is the reason I wanted. So it was a small thing that the first answer to maybe reach Umringla. That's the only thing. But beyond that, as people, we are not that great when we do all these things. So even this time, I didn't put it as my DP. I've taken the pic, and even on my if you look at my Insta feeds, I have barely put any photographs of the videos on the account. So that's it. Thank you.
Any query or any questions?
Rather than discussions, because there are pro riders over here. We have Shannon also who rides a lot.
Anyone, any queries or any questions, or wants to share with your own rides?
Your perspective.
See, it's open. कोणाला जर शेअर करून जायला करपाक शकता. Any specific incident?
Chintan's also ridden about that.
Yeah, very nice. Like I've done Ladakh, it's been as part of a tour, like you have done earlier. So, yeah, doing it solo is definitely a different challenge because so much organization to logistics and all you have to take care of yourself. In Ladakh, it's not like this road, there's a checkpost, you have to stop, you have to give your credentials and all.
So, like any other place you go, you have access to food very easily. You have access to fuel very easily. You have access to people very easily. So you have a lot of people helping. Here, like it's like kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of just empty space, and someone may or may not stop. But there's one good thing, like most of the bikers that I passed, because they would wave out at me and I would reply. Because many of them are going in groups, so for them seeing one fellow going on the other side is like, we have to acknowledge that. So it is I like on my way back towards Manali, I said hi, like I waved out to them, and on the way towards Leh, many of them waved out, to me. Some people took pics with the bike or whatever, but there's that camaraderie is there, the biking brotherhood when we talk about, it's not just in words or it is there. And I had one fellow pick up his bike. He was going solo. He carried his tent along, and he was doing all this camping thing by himself. So we rode together for some time. Then somewhere else we met some couple of other guys. So in bits and pieces, I rode with others for small stretches. One towards Renamra. One place I got lost, and someone told me, no, this is not the way. That's the way. Then we went together. Then someone else got lost. I told him this is the way. So this exchange of information and help.
How was your experience with black ice?
No, I didn't get any black ice. So yeah, so as I said, I was super blessed. I had absolutely no challenge with the weather.
Okay.
No black ice, no snow, no rain, no say rivers crossing or cutting my path
Away from Sarju to Baralajala.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was the most wonderful ride. flawless, so to say. So the last time when I went to Ladakh, that was also, so the thing is now, the period that you plan is very important. You know, if you go too early in May, you'll get black ice. If you go too late, like if you go towards the end of June or like this time, right, or in July or something like that.
Also the time of the day.
The time of the day is also
right. Early morning.
So if you go in the months of July or August, you'll get a lot of rain, or the ice will be melting on top, and you'll have these raging rivers, small streams. You know, as Pritham said, there's things that are small trickles of water in the morning time become raging rivers by evening. So if you ever decide that I'll leave my hotel late and I'll go aram se, I can ride late into the night. It is not really recommended. You have to leave early and you have to reach early. You also have to reach when there's still daylight. Okay, I put these off lights on, but I used them only on 3 occasions. One was that when I had to go to Leh from Chispa, I reached at around 11:15. So that was not a good decision. Luckily, nothing happened, but I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, so you need to leave early. And as I said, there was light till around 7:30 over there. Okay, but after 7:30, it got dark very quickly. And the hills are not stable. They are not like, even in Goa, you have these small rock slides here and there on the ghats. And those places are even worse. Because those rocks are like huge. And you don't even know that they're coming because, the mountains are quite steep. You cannot keep on watching them, and then they come within a fraction of a second and they can take you and your bike away into the valley below. The roads are not that wide either. Right? So that rock comes rolling towards you and hits you. You and the rock and the bike will all go into the valley down there, 200 feet, 300 feet away. No one's gonna even notice that you have gone down because the roads are empty. And so until your body floats, up somewhere down the river, no one will know that something like that has happened. Okay, and mountain floods, mountain cloudbursts, mountain rains, they happen very quickly, and you can't say I've ridden for 20 years. I'm not over some country. We have that attitude, a lot of us. We have that. We say that.
Every day is different.
Every day, every moment is different. Like my friend Yash, he's in our riding group. They went to Ladakh on the 17th. Like they left from Chandigarh on the 17th. When they went from Nubra Valley to Pangong, that road had got washed out. They had to take a huge detour. They reached Pangong. Then they realized that they missed out on the fuel pump. They had to come back some 30 kilometers, fuel up, and then go back to Pangong again. Then from Pangong, when they decided to go to Neoma to fuel up. The Neoma fuel pump was not working. They had some generator issue. But then they said it will get repaired in 2 days.
Out of fuel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that also happened. But then they had fuel, but it was not functioning. So then they went to some place called Chumatang, and from there, then they, some lady told them that there is another place on another route. There's a village called Sumro. You'll get to know this when you decide when you make your plans. That there are some hotels over there which store fuel. So then the same night they left from Jumakang and they went some 50 kilometers and went to Sumro. They fueled up over there, and then the next day they went. So you never know what challenges you may have. I carried 10 liters. I didn't have to use it, but they didn't carry. I told them to fuel up. Fill up the tank at Hanle. He said, "The black atle nahi the position third atle." So they didn't fuel up. They just put in 5 liters. Each bike put only 5 liters. I told them fuel up and carry 5 liters. So they didn't carry 5 liters. They put in 5 liters. And then they were on that verge of going dry. And they were lucky that Sumro had fuel, because since the Neoma petrol pump was not functional, most of the people went towards Leh to fuel up. There's a place called Karmo on the way. So, and whatever places were selling the fuel in black were all sold out. And because no one went to Sumro, because Sumro is the way to go towards Pang and towards Manali. So not many people went that way. So the fuel remained over there. Otherwise they would have been in serious trouble. They would have lost a day or two. So these are the kind of things you have to be prepared for. But for each ride it's different. Just because my 2 rides went without any problem doesn't mean that everyone's ride will go well. So maybe the next time you will have something to tell us. You do. And though I took a 750cc bike, it's not about the bike, it's also about the rider if you have that thing in you. Like, my first bike was a 350 Royal Enfield, and I took it when it was a 13-year-old bike. I didn't take a brand new bike. This challenge was different because I didn't know how to ride this thing. I didn't know how to climb on this thing. So this challenge was different, that challenge was different. Anything else? So Preetham and his group went last year, how many, 14 of you?
To be precise, it's 11 people. We were 8 bikes with 3 pillions. So 8 plus 3. I, my friend another called Bala, and one Tushar. We had our wives, spouses as pillions. So we rode all the way from Goa to Legla via Amritsar, Srinagar, and then came back from Manali side.
And then again Chandigarh you...
Yeah, I dropped my bike, my own bike I dropped through BRL transport, but others, they rode back to home. So I had some other plans, so I had to... Yeah.
So even the last time I rode from Goa to Delhi, from Goa to Mumbai I went alone. Mumbai, two of my friends said they're coming. So I took them. When we reached Jaipur, one of them said, I'm also joining you. So 2 more guys on a bike joined me. Then we went to Gurgaon. So from Gurgaon, then we had some 12 people. Then from Srinagar, we had some 17 people. And then again, we said goodbye to everyone at Gurgaon. And then we 3 came back from Gurgaon. But then one bike went towards Lucknow. They were doing K2K. And we 3 came back towards Mumbai. And from Mumbai, then I came back. So that ride was around 8,000 kilometers. This was half of it. One, because I didn't take the Srinagar route. Secondly, because I didn't do the Nubra Valley and those areas. It was a very focused ride this time. If you decide to go to Ladakh, there is a lot to cover. You cannot cover everything in one ride. You need to go several times. And you need to take different routes each time. If you decide to do everything, it will take you a month and a half. Otherwise, it's not possible to do all that.
One strong suggestion I have: carry heated gloves. If anybody is going, my personal suggestion, because that's what we need the most. Because my hands were black. We tried so many things.
Okay.
We tried
Which month did you
rubber
do
gloves.
Which month did you do it?
In May, it was just the beginning of the season, and it was too much cold. We rode around in the -8, -7 degrees. It was snowing, and we rode through the snow. And my hands were completely black. I think I got frostbite.
Okay.
But that was too dangerous actually. What I suggest is, if anybody is going in cold season, then carry heated gloves.
Actually, this bike comes with an optional heated handlebar.
Yeah.
So I could have installed that, but then I wanted to put those grip puppies, and it was like one ride, right? So I said,
Nothing else works. We tried rubber gloves, the Kamgar use करता है. That also we used. Tadkodkar gloves, then riding gloves, too many layers, but still
nothing worked.
It was not working.
Yeah, so when it comes to wind protection and cold, you can't compromise. So that and your spares, you can't compromise on that. You can compromise on those t-shirts that you want to change every day.
You don't need it.
You don't need anything. You are just wearing one jacket. And I just carried one pair of pants, and I wore those only when maybe from after I gave the bike back. I put it in the transport. Yeah. After that, it felt very weird walking into the airport wearing those riding pants. So that was the only reason that I had carried those, and I never wore those pants beyond that. And Pune, because I was there for a couple of days, I could not roam around in riding pants. That's another reason I carried those pants. But for those 2 days in Pune and that 1 day in Chandigarh, beyond that, it was only riding pants. You need to carry thermals. No one is even if you say I'm tough. आम्ही तिथल्या सकाळी 5 वाजून नाव थंड उदकान नातालो. ते सगळे केला असतले आम्ही त्यांना. We like to say that. I had a friend when we went to Pangong the last time. The day before we went to Pangong, रातचो तो बनियन आणि हाफ पॅन्ट घालून बाहेर भोंवता. आमच्या हॉटेलात आम्ही तिथं सगळी बसल्या. आम्ही जेवता आणि हिटर बी लावून बसले आम्ही. भायर भोंवता गार्डनात. म्हाका एकटो म्हणटालो तुजो तो मनीस तो भोंवता मातशें ताका भितर काड हांवें विचारलें तूं कित्याक भोंवता रे आमकां थंडी खाता मरे ना फाल्यां पॅनगॉंग वता न्ही म्हाका थंय आय वॉन्ट टू टेक अ डिप म्हणून आय एम प्रिपेरिंग माय बॉडी लायक दॅट आणि द थिंग इज दॅट इज अ व्हेरी स्टुपिड थिंग टू इवन अज्यूम unless you are built like that, you have been doing that every day and you have been going for those ice baths and those kind of things, then something like that makes sense. But you can't just decide, आपल्या रात्री हांगा भोंवतलो असो उगडो आनी फाल्यां उडकी मारतलो. So this kind of म्हणजे आनी असले लोकांक व्हरपाचें ना. That time I didn't know he was like that. But then of course I told him तुका कितें जालें जाल्यार पळय आमी सगळ्यांनी 30-35 आमी रायडाक हांगा घातल्या प्लस पेट्रोलाचे आसा जेवणाक आमी आमच्या सगळ्यांचे 50-60 हजार खर्च आसा एकले तो आनी तुका कितें जालें जाल्यार तुका आमी सांगून आमी आमचे रायड करचे ना तुज्या वांगडा रावचें पडटलें आमची फूल रायड पिड्यार आमची फूल एक्सपिरियन्स मेळटा तुका कितें जालें जाल्यार तुका घेवन तुजे बॉडी घेवन आमकां व्हरचें पडटलें घरा आमी वील हॅव टू आन्सर युअर पेरेंट्स टू वॉट हॅपन टू यू ते तुका करूंक जाय तूं यो विमानान यो ले द्या उडकी मार परत गाडयेन बस विमानान बस गो बॅक टू गो तशें करता जाल्यार आय हॅव नो प्रॉब्लम बट दीस कायंड ऑफ स्टुपिडिटी शूड नॉट बी डन सो you have to be careful on the road. Such kind of people, you please don't ride. It's better you could. That's why I prefer to go solo. Was on to challenge myself to see whether I could do it. आम्ही सगळे म्हणता हांव रायडर म्हणटा तूं म्हणटाले पळोवया जाता जाल्यार लकीली नथींग went wrong. But anything can go. Last time ग्रुपान आशिल्लो तेन्ना एकट्याचो टायर पंक्चर जालो एकट्याची क्लच प्लेट पिड्यार जाली एकट्याचे फ्युएल पंप पिड्यार जालो सो एकट्याची इंजिन ऑयल जे इंजिन सीज जालें थंय सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स हॅपन इन अ राइड सो हियर इफ समथिंग गोज रॉंग आय हॅव टू टेक केअर ऑफ इट मायसेल्फ आय डोंट ट्रबल इन इट
How was handling of this bike?
Bike was, as I said, even if you sit on it, you see that it's very light. एका हातान कशी करता though my wrist is still paining, I can still do this.
Okay.
And try doing it with the Himalayan.
It's quite heavy.
Himalayan तू बसून सुद्धा दोन्ही बॉडी पॉज तू अशी करपाक गेलो जाल्यार नाही. You have to really struggle.
You have to push with the hips.
You have to push with the hips. And it's a though that is I think 195 kilos. And this is 208 kilos. Stock.
Plus then you have luggage.
Plus luggage.
And you
have there was a better. But with all this, I can still, any of you can just come and pull it from the side. You'll be able to do it, without driving or pulling it into your body.
Weight distribution.
It's very good. And though it is a 21 inch, it doesn't feel like a 21 inch. So when I was on not in Ladakh area, but on the highways when I was riding this, it didn't feel like I was riding a 21 inch bike. I have never ridden a 21 inch bike, but when I've tried riding the Himalayan a couple of times, the 411 and the 450, I was not comfortable. But here it didn't feel like a 21 inch. My old Bullet is 19 inch, only 19 or something. And the Interceptor both are 18. So I will not say it handles like the Interceptor because it is not designed to handle like an Interceptor. Interceptor has a more sporty kind of a riding position. But it is miles ahead of the Himalayan. I know it costs more, but then if you can, I would really. It's a good bike to have. And as I said, Suzuki D800D is 232 kilos. And they just do something घालतलो आणि मागीर तुझे सामान घालतलो. That goes to around 260 kilos. इतले घेऊन तू कोण गाडी चलोवपाक huge menace. This bike, I was worried that I might have some scratches on the pads or on this thing. Something might have got worn out. But Prathamesh said the bike is fine. There's no issue with the bike. So that worry that I had because of the dust, that issue is resolved. Yeah, please carry a loop. Carry 2 cans if you can. Chain loop, yeah. That's a must. And आम्ही नॉर्मली 500 किलोमीटर आमकां सांगला असतात आणि 400 सांगिल्ले असतात ते 500-400 जाय तर 200 500 पडटले जाल्यार काम आमकां जातलें one mistake I did was I carried my engine oil in the can that was given by the company, which is the 1 liter can. When I went to Pune, my friend said, "Yoda mota can ka घेऊन जातो तू लहान घेऊन जातो." So I took a half liter can. It was 400 ml of oil, and I put it. Then because of the pressure, in our pressure, all that oil came out.
Okay.
It didn't happen in Handle, but when I came back to Manali, I saw that the whole thing was full of oil. I had to throw away one of the plastic, one of my carry bags, and I had to throw away the oil. So, हे जे प्रेशराचे असता पळय भितरले भायले ते एक मातशें सगळ्यांनी But yeah, don't overpack, don't carry too many tools. I carried the whole set of fixed ring pana. म्हाका actually प्रथमेशान 3च नंबर दिल्ले. हांवें म्हटलें बाकीची गरज पडली जाल्यार कितें करतलो हांव म्हणून हांवें सगळेंच धरलें. Even for the ratchet thing, he had told me to carry a small quarter-inch box and some of the bigger ratchets, boxes. But I, being overcautious, I carried even like many more. So that again added to the weight. So, anything else? Rohan also rides a lot. So he's a primarily a solo rider.
Yeah.
Now with us, he's riding a bit more with us.
Right, same question. Is this your first solo ride or you did it now?
No, so like, if you say that like for a 4,000 kilometers, it's the first one. But then I've also gone like from Goa to Bombay to Nasik or those kind of things I've done a lot. But then you don't really count those as solo rides. Just
So given a chance, will you do it again? Given a chance, will you do it again?
Yeah, but as I said, I'll pack much less, half of what I'm packing right now. Maybe I'll just take a tail bag. Yeah, that's one more thing, when you, the kind of luggage you carry and where you carry it. I had saddle bags and I had a double tail bag, one was for the jerry can. I bought this thinking that I'll be able to fit the jerry cans inside, but I could not. Jerry cans also came plastic, they melt up with 50 rupees. Okay, I met enough number of people on this ride, must have met some 7-8 people who said like, हाँ हमने लाया था लेकिन वो बाइक गिर गया और टूट गया या बाइक से स्लिप होके गिर गया क्रैक आ गया और टूट गया. So many people think that jerry can 50 रुपयाचा I don't need it here कित्याक जाय ते म्हणून ते इतलेच व्हरतले. हांवें तेजे व्हेल्ले ते म्हज्या फ्रेंडान दिले गौरवान दिले and they are those heavy ones, so they themselves are quite heavy. But I had that peace of mind that if in case the bike falls, they will not get damaged. So that is what. Yeah.
So henceforth you prefer to ride alone, solo or?
So yeah, so on the group also I said one grouse I had is I could not get good photographs. I wanted to buy a camera. My wife said, "क्या है 50,000 का camera ले लो." So then
वाइफ का कब से सुनने लगे?
So now when Sachin went, he got good photographs and good videos. The reason was he had a photographer along with him. No, but solo is good provided you know to trick. Now Prathamesh showed me how to take the tires off if I have to.
It's more challenging.
It's more challenging. You have to do everything by yourself. Maybe at a lower altitude it's easy to do all these things.
Once you get used to it, then you'll feel like going more solo.
I think.
So they say rides happen, anything happens in trees. So when's your third?
Next year.
So for the first ride I waited 13 years. Okay, and I thought I'll go the next year, and it didn't happen. So I waited 13 years for that ride. To Ladakh. Other rides happen all the way. So this time I didn't want to. In fact, when I came to Aniket and Shivam, I said I'm thinking of buying. I had just accompanied Vibhav, and I wanted to buy this next year. Okay, and I wanted to buy a small bike like an Explorer so that I can go and challenge him because he keeps on going on his off-roading, this thing, trails and. So that was something I had in my mind. I thought I'll buy a light bike this year, and maybe next year something like that when the new Transalp comes, I'll buy that. But and I told Shivam accordingly. I said I will buy, but ata nahi pulled there. So Shivam was like, one thing about him that he didn't take it as if like it's a casual chat. He was quite, he followed up with him. And so when I told him, wait, this matter, I would like, if I am able to get it with Vibhav on his day of delivery, I'll pick it up. So then he and Aniket actually made all those calls and we found where there's a bike available and they got it to go. And that is how this bike came. Now the new one is getting launched. It's already launched.
Yeah.
Okay, that has different headlight and they have tweaked the suspension to front and the rear. to make it more off-road friendly, while retaining the on-road characteristics. They have improved the headlight. So this headlight is not that great. So I need the ox lights if I'm going in the car. But the new one is supposed to be quite good. So, but otherwise the bike is, the mechanics of the bike, the balance of the bike, I don't think there's a better bike in this category, in this segment right now. It's a twin cylinder, so you have the refinement. So single cylinders. When I rode the Himalayan, the 450 Himalayan for a test ride, I could not bear the sound of the engine, the fan, and the muffler together. It was very annoying. I took it for a kilometer or so, and then I wanted to take my helmet off. So then I told it to a friend, saying that Ashish is there. And I'm just saying this, I'm not speaking off the radio. So then he said maybe the bike needs the test ride actually. So it was not so good, not well maintained. You ride my bike. I rode his bike without a helmet outside my building. And I found it no different from the previous bike. So then the Himalayan was in the air. So and that weight was it's too much. And if you're going to load it, and also that guy who was riding it, who dropped his bike had a Himalayan 450, and he was going solo, and he had his tent and his pots and pans and everything on that bike. But when he fell, I was the only guy in that whole Nurbula stretch. And there was no one ahead of us, no one behind us. And I saw it fall maybe a kilometer away. And then though I was scared by this, I throttled a bit. Because if I had to fall, then there was no way I could lift my bike with this broken hand. So I went to him and we both struggled a lot to pick that bike. It was not easy for the two of us to lift that bike. Okay, and then we were both panting, it took me 2-3 minutes to take my helmet off and breathe, and then we could talk. So I would not want to buy such a top heavy bike. My old Bullet weighs 164 kilos, and people used to say the Bullet is a very heavy bike. That is 164 kilos. Today's Expulse is 170 kilos. So for a 208 kilo bike, it doesn't feel like. Any of you can just try it. You can put it down and you can try lifting this, and you can put a Himalayan down and try lifting it. You'll get a slip disc on the Himalayan if you're trying to do it alone. And this is fantastic. So I'm still getting accustomed to the height. It's 850 mm, and my interceptor is a bit lower, 825 or something. So, but then it should be fine in here also. Some of you have NX 500 as well. That's a lower seat height. Chintan must be finding it very low compared to.
Then it's okay.
You are quite tall. In that sense. For your height.
You don't have the same.
No, I think you have
The same height.
So yeah.
Okay, definitely this is a bigger bike. Size-wise, it's bigger, wider, longer.
It's heavier also. Right? Yours is I think 190.
It's not much difference, but
196. 8 kilos, no, 12 kilos. Interestingly, the NX 500 has a 17.5 liters tank, as Sachan keeps on mentioning to me. And this is a 17 liter tank.
what mileage are you getting?
I got around 24 in the mountains.
That's pretty good.
Which is quite good.
And here?
So around the same. I mean, it didn't really make much of a difference. Maybe 23 here. So generally people say that you get lower mileage in the mountains. I got quite a good mileage. I mean, when I took my Bullet, that's a 30 liter tank. I could do from Leh to Sarchu and Sarchu to Keelong without any fuel issue. But then 30 I had to fuel up. This one, for a lower mileage, I went right up to Manali to fuel up. So mileage wise, it's good. The bike is very comfortable. I never had to worry about back problem. One thing you have to do there is you have to drink a lot of water. Because it's cold, you don't feel like drinking water. You drink water when you feel hot and sweaty, right? When it's cold, you don't feel like drinking water. But then that's something you have to do. One is because the water has oxygen which keeps you sick. Secondly, it keeps you hydrated because you don't realize but you're sweating. Climate is very dry. You're sweating all the time. So when you're solo, you have to be your own doctor and you have to be your own counselor. Many of others. But sometimes it's good also, because sometimes it gets irritating to listen to other people giving you advice all the time. Come on, man. So sometimes solo is good. It is good.
I'm trying to introduce everyone myself.
आता शिवम फुडले शिवम म्हणलं ते म्हणजे झालंय आता यांची दोन आणि मागे दोन
Thank you for being here and sharing your Vancouver journey with us. So please. Once again, thank you, sir. Parishi,
Thank you.
Yes.
Last but not least, a small celebration, cake cutting here, then we can.
So here's an all those people who helped me plan for the journey. All of you, please come. No, you go, Shashank. Shashank, please come. You go, come.
Give them a big fight.
Should have